Hey there YouTubers, Luis from On-Site Towing. How's everybody doing? This is the first video for the new year. I apologize I haven't been posting videos as frequently as I used to. I've been very busy with just the repair shop has been overwhelming. It's just me here, it's just me driving these days, so I don't have a lot of time to sit down and do the videos. But today I said, you know what, I got a few minutes, let me do a video on a topic that's been bothering me. So what we're going to be discussing about today is Honk and their new Take It Now feature on their app. And I haven't run a Honk call since I think October or November, I don't quite recall, but prior to that I ran quite a few. They were very profitable calls. I got paid on time every time with a credit card, and you know, it was the dispatchers were decent. You know, I didn't have any issues. And then, you know, October, November came around and some changes were made to the app, and they pretty much had a Take It Now feature. In other words, where they would send you the call through the app with a price, and you could either take it or not. And you know, I look at the prices and I think to myself, I go, this isn't what I set my rates to be at on the website. So I go to the website, and I don't know if most of you remember, but on the website there was a dial that you can turn to the right, and when you turn it to the right, it increases the dollar amount, and you can set it at whatever you want. And lo and behold, they had done away with that, and they went to this Take It Now feature, and the rates are just bottom of the barrel. I mean, I find one of the worst motor clubs out there to work for is Nation Safe Drivers. Everybody might be different, you know, some people say Allstate, some people say Agero, but I find that Nation Safe Drivers, I was never contracted for them, but they sent me a rate sheet, and it was something like $22 for a hookup, you know, $1.50 a mile. I compare the rates through that Take It Now feature to those NSD rates that they try to get me to sign up for. So since they implemented the Take It Now, I have just been, you know, I haven't even been using the app, so I haven't run a call. But what has been alarming to me is the amount of service providers that have called me upset, you know, at me and at Honk, believe it or not, saying that, you know, oh, you endorsed Honk, you know, and I got to tell them, whoa, pump the brakes. I never endorsed Honk. I interviewed Honk at the New York State Estra Tow Show, and I agreed to sign up with them to see how they are. That was it. I never once endorsed them, you know, so pump the brakes there. So there's a lot of service providers that are not happy about it. So, you know, I was probably getting a dozen or so a week from all over the country. You know, what are they doing? This is ridiculous. You know, we can't operate our businesses at these rates. So fast forward a little bit. One evening, the app goes off. You know, that annoying honk at 1 o'clock in the morning. I get up, I look at it, and it's a jump start 45 minutes away for $46. Close the app down. I was upset. So I said, you know what, I got to make it a priority to reach out to Honk and let them know about this, you know, that I'm no longer going to be utilizing their app. So I shoot Jonas an email, and I tell him that, you know, I can't be a service provider for a company that goes against, you know, the better good of the industry. You know, I won't be a part of it. You know, I've pretty much stopped running most motor club calls because I'm against the unfair wages and the unprofessionalism that they bring to the industry, and how they've pretty much controlled our industry. So, and that I can't operate a business at the rates that they're offering now. So a couple hours after I send that email, I'm on a conference call with Jonas and some other lady, I forget her name, from Honk, and they wanted my feedback, and they asked me a bunch of questions. And you guys know how I am. You know, I'm very straightforward. I don't sugarcoat anything, and I pretty much told them the app sucks. You know, there's not much to tell you. You know, it's a blatant slap in the face to service providers out there. You know, it's insulting. You know, you can't get decent customer service at those rates. You know, you can't have champagne taste and be on a beer budget. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, they asked me not to delete the app. They told me to watch a video on the app, and I did watch a video on how the app works and the Take It Now, and they have this whole thing with dynamic pricing, which pretty much looks at the market value for services, and the way they choose a provider is they try to find somebody local, and slowly that, you know, that area opens up because they can't find anybody local because the pricing is horrible. So anyways, you know, I'm not happy with it. I'm hoping they change it, you know, because I'm not gonna take any of their calls. One thing that I did find interesting during my conference call, and I'm guilty of this, is whenever I got the call, I would just close the app. So apparently the app runs off of an algorithm, and they get feedback off of the app. So don't do what I was doing and close the app. Actually decline the call, and decline it for whatever you think it is. I know pricing is on there, equipment not available, or too far. Decline it for what it is. And I've been doing that so far, but everybody else needs to jump on the bandwagon and do the same thing. That way they get some feedback. If you're not declining the calls, then they're just going to continue to do it. Another thing that I recommend doing is jumping on my videos and leaving comments. Because I can tell you this, Honk is one of the few motor clubs that actually watches my videos and looks at the comments. So if you're afraid to reach out to them on the phone or through an email, and you're afraid that, you know, there might be retribution, like a Gerald did to me, they pretty much banned me altogether, utilize my videos to voice your opinion. You know, it's anonymous, you know. And like I said, they do check it, and I feel that Honk is a company that's in its infant stages, and they're going to make a lot of mistakes. But if they're not getting the feedback from the service providers in the industry, they're just going to go forward with these things. And you know, and I hope they change it, you know, because I feel that they pulled 180 degrees on us, and I'm pretty optimistic that they will. But you never know, you know, because Urgently did the same thing. Originally came out and said, listen, we're going to pay providers their retail rates, and you know, that went into the garbage rather quickly. So so the next part of this video, I'm going to post some screenshots of some of the calls that have come through, and you know, I might talk about, you know, what my, you know, profit was going to be on that call and why I didn't take it, and that's pretty much it, you know. And like I've said in other videos, we need to unite as an industry and start fighting against these unfair rates, you know, because you know our industry isn't getting any cheaper to run, to be honest with you. So, and you know, the motor clubs have such a strong hold on it that, you know, we need to be resistant on what they're offering us and what they want from us. So stay tuned for the next part of the video. So this call here is a 2000 Chevy Express, and it's in Goshen, staying in Goshen. And Goshen's probably, I want to say, depending where in Goshen, about 15 miles from my location. And as you can see, it's an $82 payout. And I don't know how a lot of the service providers calculate vehicles of this size, but here, if it's a E150, a 1500, we classify them as medium duty because every time we come across these things, they're either loaded, overloaded, or they got ridiculously high ladder racks. You just never know with these things. So I classify them as medium duty. Now, Goshen, like I said, is about 15 miles away from me. There's quite a bit of construction in that direction at the time because they're building a Legoland over there. And, you know, so let's say 35 minutes, you know, to get there. So, and the car is also staying in Goshen. So, let's say 35 minutes to get there, you know, another, you know, 20 minutes to load the car, you know, which is actually quite a bit of time, you know. So let's just say all said and done, it's going to probably take me about an hour and a half, just under 2 hours by the time I get to my shop. So if we break it down, that call, you know, we're making $41 an hour for a 2-hour call. Mind you, I am also running, you know, I'm running a wrecker, and that I've got an insurance payment on, I've got a truck note on. So it dwindles down. And all said and done, that call probably comes down to be about $18 an hour. You know, it's there. That is a call that's not worth it. To be honest with you, my medium duty rates start off at $150 an hour. You know, $175 an hour if I got to pull a dry shaft. So ideally, I would say that call on the lower end should be about $250. You know, for a medium duty vehicle. You know, so that call there is it's extremely, there's no money to be made on that call. So another feature that they've implemented with the app is this, what they call a snapshot. And every time, you know, I don't know if it happens if you accept the app, the call, but I've noticed every time I decline a call, I get my phone going off, honk, 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 and I get a snapshot of the potential revenue that I could have lost. And I find it to be annoying, especially when I have to run across the shop to my phone to this. You know, I'm running hoping for, you know, a call that's profitable, but instead I kind of get this in my face saying, hey, you know, you lost money because you didn't accept the call. And as you can see in this particular snapshot, this is probably a soft service, and by soft service I mean a jump start or a lockout. And even if that call was within my range, you know, my area of service, you know, 5-10 miles, man, it could have been across the street at the restaurant. $40 is peanuts. You know, if it's within my range, I find $90 to be very reasonable. But you can see that the rates that they're offering with this Take It Now feature, they're not good at all. And that there was only a few of the screenshots that I have. I have many, many, many more. I just didn't want to bore everybody to death with these screenshots, but you get to see an inside look of what we're experiencing here. It's not good for the industry. And like I said, people need to get together, start voicing their opinion. You know, like, leave comments, because I guarantee you, Honk, you know, well, like I said, I'm being optimistic, and I'm hoping that they decide to do away with this Take It Now feature or start upping the rate significantly, because like you just can't operate at this at those rates. I'm sure many of you've got families, and you also have to think about the drivers. You know, drivers that are getting paid commission. You know, as you saw one of those there, that was a $40 snapshot. You know, the going commission rate in the industry is 25 to 30% for a light duty driver. You know, that's 25% of 40. You know, you do the math. It's below minimum wage in most states. You know, it's way below minimum wage here in New York State. So voice your opinion. You know, take screenshots like I've been doing. If you're not afraid to do it, send them to your reps, send them to Jonas over at Honk, and you know, we need to get together. We need to voice our opinion, because that's the only way we're going to be able to make changes, is by protesting. And that's all I've got for you guys, and I've got more videos coming. If anybody has any questions, you know, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try and reply as soon as I can. Slow down, move over, and please subscribe, and thanks for watching.